Hello and welcome to Swamp Talk. We're going to talk a little bit today about our most recent trash or treasure adventures with Edge of Eternities. Definitely a mixed bag. One big hit. If you haven't seen it, go take a look. But I tell you, if you literally had to look at most of those videos, you would think you were starving to death because there was nothing to eat. But the one major takeaway I had was if you want to own land, this is the set for you. Because that's all it is land.
All it is.
There's nothing there.
It was really hard to see when you're pulling these cards. Really, the big hits you're going to see are the shock lands, some of the alternate art lands, but there's a couple of big pulls outside of those, but really it is just the lands.
Yeah, I will. The one thing I will give credit to, the one big hit you had, that is gorgeous art. I will give huge props to the art for this set. Amongst my favorite, I didn't really realize it until I was watching you open, but I was like, wow, a lot of this art really is slept on. Like,
Hmm.
I think especially the alternative and the borderless, the foils, the stuff outside of kind of the typical set. Um, but this is not your big value. Like there's lots of big hits. Like you look at the total value of the complete set, it's a lot. It looks really appetizing. You're like, wow, this. Like there's so many big different hits. And then you're like, well, they're just the lands. Like there's like one, like two big hits outside of the lands. But really, you're fishing for those alternative arts and the shock lands. Like there's just not a lot of value elsewhere. Now, if you just want lands, great. This is a great set for you. If you want to have an
But
absolute
that just
feast or
goes back to
famine,
buying singles, though. Like that,
I
like
know.
you just go back and you just buy the singles you want. I think the alternate lands, especially the alternate shock lands, were beautiful.
Yeah.
Uh, that would be something that you'd go buy the singles of. I think the alternate art lands of like Gemstone Caverns, Ancient Tomb, Mana Confluence. I think those are awesome.
What, you gonna skip strip mine?
Huh.
You gonna skip the strip mine? Come on. I think the strip mine looks great too. Now, if you play strip mine, I might have something else to say to you, but first and foremost, running strip mine, I'm gonna just pause for a second, is completely valid. There's too many black players out there getting away with Urbogs. Get rid of the Urbogs. Like you don't have to target out all the lands. You don't have to have the repetitive strip mine thing. Land removal is real, and it should hurt the black players. I'm sorry. Um, there's too many. There's too many people with, and I'll tap for 45. What? Excuse me? Well,
Yeah,
yeah, I have all these, and they're all swamps now.
yeah.
What?
It's. But what got me about opening these cards is, we talked about in the prequel. Why was it so expensive?
Honestly, after you opened it, I think it was overhyped. I think people were overhyped. People, it looked so cool. It seemed so interesting, And again, if you look at the card list without really calculating it, it seems appetizing. It has the strip mine, it has the manic. It's got all these things we can hunt. We can hunt and gather. We can get all these big things. But when you're like, well, at most there's going to be one or two of those, and you really break it down, that's tough. Also, quite frankly, the shocklands have, I mean, what, gone down by half almost in
But
value?
that's because
I
of the
mean,
reprints. I mean, like
but
it's
that was kind of the start of the reprints because they were reprinted there. We've seen more reprints.
Morrowind, yeah.
Lorwyn, perfect example. I mean, I guess credit to Wizards, they're finally making shocklands feel more accessible to like players who, don't want to spend $25 for multiple
Yep.
sets of these lands. But quite frankly, I mean, that's the only way to be competitive. Lands are by, nobody talks, oh, it's this combo and that combo. And to make better decks requires better lands.
Yep.
Like, I mean, just straight up, no questions asked, especially in Commander. I mean, just upgrading the lands in many of these precons takes them from where they were to, oh my gosh, this is a turn faster for almost all these plays because I'm not waiting on the lands.
Yep.
You have better fetchability, better choice. Do you shock it in? Do you not shock it in? Do you fetch this? Does it come in tapped? I mean, and this set kind of, I'd hate to say it, but I think players got baited. I don't know how many people played that top price. What was it? $240 $40, you said?
$225.
$225. I'd hate to be that person who ever paid $225 for this box. But or if there was multiple people who paid multiple times. But the set just wasn't there. I mean, again, you can open it up. You'll probably get what you pay for it now. If you're paying low 100s, you'll probably open $100. But the sad part is it's all going to be in 2 cards. Like all your value is going to be in a couple of cards. I mean, quite frankly, without your one big hit, I mean, that was $65.
$66.
So half of the value essentially that you open
Yep.
in a single card.
It makes. I think that if Wizards would have treated this like Wilds of Eldraine, where every pack had an alternate art land, like there was an alternate art enchantment.
Yeah.
I think this would have been a lot better. The fact is that I pulled 30 packs, and out of those 30 packs, I think it was only five or six alternate art land, like the special art lands.
Yeah, it wasn't much.
Because like there's technically special guests, and
Yeah.
that's what people were looking for.
So I have to agree. If they had made the packs more standardized, more you're guaranteed this, it would have made it way more valuable. It would have made it way more appetizing, to be entirely honest. And it was kind of, I don't want to say a miss, but there was an opportunity there not taken. There was a chance for them to do something more standard, more kind of appetizing to the player that just didn't occur. I mean, I am happy for the record that they did reprint more shocks. I am happy that certain things are becoming more accessible and they don't feel like we see them once every 5 years. It's going to cost $50, that they're finally, there's a little bit of, let's call it aftermarket cost control, considering the the secondary sales are ridiculous. But we'll see. I mean, again, I love the space theme, and I am kind of curious to see what will happen when they return to it again. Will it be more of the same? Will it be a little bit different? But this is not I honestly thought when you first started opening, when I looked at the set, I'm like, man, this is gonna be huge value. People it was worth a lot, and then people forgot about it. It wasn't popular because of some hits, but you look at the card list, you're like, man, that's crazy. There's all these special guests, there's all this, but it's almost like, I don't want to be mean to one of my favorite sets, but like the Ixalan, where you're chasing the mana crypts or things, like you're chasing the mana confluence, you're chasing the ancient tomb. Those should not be chases. That's oh wow, it's your special guest. That's super cool. I now have this. I wasn't expecting it. Why, when you look at the set list, you're like, oh, I'm going to get at least one of those, right? Like, don't make that assumption. Like, you're not guaranteed to get one of those. In all fairness, if he hadn't opened that, I mean, you would have walked away disappointed. Imagine if that had been another Shockland.
I just wouldn't have been. We wouldn't have made it to the price of the box.
No, it would have been a pretty big loss, actually. And I think fishing for those big hits is just a huge mistake. Again, if you want to gamble or you absolutely just want to hold the whole set, I kind of get it, because if you really want to own the whole set, I mean, shoot, it's what, $400 almost in card value if you want every single thing, just because there's so many little, good hits in it. But the problem is those good hits there's only gonna be one at most in a pack. You can't hit multiple, really. I mean, you're never gonna open a pack and be like, this was the pack, Well,
I mean, it's also part of I think part of the problem of where Wizards is at right now with pack opening, where there needs to be two sides. Like you want to influence the single card buyers, people that are going to keep the shops alive, the online shops alive, but to get there, the people have to open packs, right?
Yeah.
These cards just don't show up, right? Someone opens packs, and someone either the store is opening the packs, or someone's opening the pack and selling to the stores. Those two things have to exist. If we get to a point where the only way to buy single cards is that the stores themselves are opening packs to get single cards because pack openings are so bad that no one wants to buy packs anymore, we're gonna end up in a bad spot.
I certainly hope we don't get there, but you have a point. It's one of those things, they have to coexist together. You have to make, to make the singles make sense, people have to be opening packs and have to be opening, quite frankly, a lot of packs. I mean, I think the best example is Final Fantasy. I mean, everyone was so afraid this is going to be so much, this is going to be so much. Well, the best selling set ever, man, when you have that many packs being opened,
Yeah.
Supply and demand, brother. There's a lot of supply. There may be a lot of demand, but if you're opening more packs than ever been opened before, there's more than enough cards to go around.
Exactly.
I mean, you watch that set plummet as, week 1 to, I mean, shoot, week 5. It was ridiculous. The opening bell was insane. And then by the end of that first month, people were like, would you take this, please, sir?
Mm-hmm.
I don't want it anymore. That was sold for $100.
Yeah, I mean, to give a point about just even this set, the Edge of Eternities set, we have a shop that still has an ancient tomb in their shop, a foil ancient tomb
Oh,
that is being sold right now for $300 because the shop bought it at the premium price, right? When it was at the top level. And now he can't sell it because literally he would take a loss to sell it at the price he would need to sell
yeah, that is the trouble buying cards early. I mean, I think another great example would be when we went to Chicago Magic Con
it.
and Aether Drift was the release. And we were opening our packs first day, like in the line in the queue. And our brother, Joey, pulls an alternative art Aether Spark.
Not an Aether Spark. He killed it. It was a Lotus.
Oh, that's right. The Lotus
Yep.
that he sold for $70 as he went in. And by the end of Chicago Magic Con, it was worth $15, and shops there were not buying them because the price went from
plummeted so
75 down to like 10 in the course of the weekend. I mean, not even really. By Friday night to Saturday night,
They weren't buying them anymore.
they weren't buying them in a 24-hour period. Like, that's insane just to think of that kind of disparity in cost. And that's the scary part. I mean, quite frankly, if you want a lot of a set, don't buy it when it first comes out. Wait a little bit, but don't wait too long. There's a sweet spot, where you gotta, you watch it go down, go down, go down. Then you purchase here because there's people like, oh yeah, you remember this? It's right when the packs stop to be open, when nobody's opening packs anymore, and it starts to do this on the singles. You got to find that kind of low part of the bell curve where you buy those. It's a little different each set. Every set's a little different on popularity. I mean, I imagine most sets is around 5 months or around I mean, at the rate, I mean, I'd hate to say it, but the rate of release right now, about 2 sets after the previous set, it kind of bottoms out for the most part. There's a few sets that are kind of exceptions. Commander Masters is an exception. Actually pretty much all the Masters sets are kind of exceptions to that rule. But Edge of Eternities definitely fell victim to people bought in high because of the potential, because of that ancient tomb, because of this. And then there was enough sold where it just went straight down to the bottom. I mean, again, I know for a fact that we looked at it. The dual lands were selling between 40 to 50% more when this set released versus today.
Yep.
Like, that's tough when you're buying these things for the mid 20s. Now they're worth the mid teens. Like,
most of them aren't even worth teens anymore. They're under $10.
I mean, that's if you look at it as an investment, that's brutal. I personally am happy to see more duels because I want more duels because I have a deck problem. I have a serious deck problem, and I don't like disassembling decks to make more decks, so I have to buy more copies. But I only want to own so many breeding pools.
Right. No, I mean, it's really great that they're reprinting them. I think anyone who's looking at this as an investment, you're looking at the wrong trading card game. Pokemon is like the investment card game.
Yeah.
This is more of a player's game. Yes, there is investment in it, but that investment ends up in the reserve list.
Yeah.
That it's not in these ancient tombs, the gemstone caverns that came out of this. Those are cool, but they're not something that I'm going to look at and be like, oh, if I ever have to sell, here it is. Uh, but I think also this should bring up into our next point of like why have we decided that opening these boxes is important? Like what do we get out of opening these boxes? And I think something that you and I have done for a while, and we really haven't talked about it on any of our videos, and that is building cubes.
I think cubes are underrated. And honestly, when you first came to me, 2.5 years ago, roughly,
Yep.
said I'm going to build a cube. I'm like, really? Like, like why? Like we were so deep in the Commander game that it was just kind of like, we'd heard about cubes, you'd seen them. But I'm like, but why? It's just like your repeatable draft. And it's one of those things where it is a repeatable draft, but it's curatable. And that's the big difference why a draft pack, it's always going to be kind of the same. If you're opening the same set over and over and over, you'll feel like you're playing repeat games almost. So here very soon, we're going to be working on a cube that is near and dear to me because I think it's my favorite set in the last decade for sure.
It's probably my favorite set too.
I mean, it's my favorite set since Eldrazi, Rise of the Eldrazi.
Really?
Really. And I think that's just because I obscenely loved Rise of the Eldrazi.
Sure,
Unfairly
I mean,
so.
great set.
I mean, nobody loved Annihilator, but I loved Annihilator.
I mean, everyone loved Annihilator if you were playing
Yeah,
Annihilator.
it's true. But we can't wait to see it. I can't wait to open these. I can't wait to see what's in all of these. And there's not one, but two of these.
Yeah.
And we're going to be opening both of them. And it's one of those things that, as we thought about it more, yeah, we can just crack the packs and make the cube. Or why don't we crack the packs? We can play a draft with it as we crack them. We can play a sealed as we crack them. We can play Paigao as we crack them.
Mm-hmm.
And then once it's all done, make the cube.
Yep.
We have decided that the real fun in opening packs is not just, oh, what's the pull, but what's that immediate value? How can you get fun from just opening those packs?
Mm-hmm.
Because if you squeeze every dollar out of it, where you do a sealed, then you put it into your collection, or you do a draft, then you put it in your collection. It really feels how we used to play, I don't know, 15 years ago when drafts were kind of the way of the world, back before play booster. I mean, shoot, back before draft boosters,
Yep.
even, and we kind of lost that. Commanders kind of shifted so much of that focus, but and we're not really standard 60 card players, but I tell you, 40 card decks that you play a few times, then you might not never see again. Man, that's really fun. Like, because we love we want consistency, but not really. Like, we want every game to feel just a little bit different. We don't want it to feel, have we played this game before? Like, didn't we just shuffle up and play this exact hand?
Mm-hmm.
Like, we want it to feel a little bit different. And the fun part about the cubes is it's low cost. I mean, once you buy in, it's relatively low cost because it's so repeatable.
Yep.
And we're going to go over some rules that mostly Tom's come up with that's makes it very easy to divvy them up, put them back together, where you're not spending. I mean, we played some cubes where it's like, my gosh, this was a 5-hour trudge
Ordeal.
to take these out and put them back together. But we've played some cube games where, I don't know, we've made 3 or 4 decks and it's taken us maybe 2 hours to like take them apart, play the games, put it back together. And we're playing multiple games with multiple decks because there's ways to really make it easy. You just have to kind of think about it ahead of time and prepare. And as long as you kind of curate these packs a little bit, it's so much fun.
Oh yeah, I mean so what we're gonna show you is we're gonna show you how one you can get in with your friends, right? This is the idea. We are doing this as just a pair, right? But you can do this with 8 people, as many people as you want. But you can buy a box, you can play games while opening the packs in the box. We're gonna show you how to curate the cube. Whether or not that's, you're building this through a set, you're building this through the cards you like, it doesn't matter. But we're going to show you building through a set. We're going to show you what games you can play with the cube. And then at the end, we're going to show you, 8 of you have bought into this box, right? So how do you divvy up the cards at the end of the day, right? You're done with the cube, or people in the group are going to leave. You have to divvy up the cards. How to divvy up the cards. We're going to show you how to do that. So make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss the videos that we do to make this cube.
Saying if you've made it this far and not hit that like button, please do. Like, come on, you're committed. Come back. But hey, we hope you enjoy this. We'll see you next time.
See ya.
See ya.